Hello, and in this episode, fisheries around the southwest coast of the UK are already feeling the strain of this surge in octopus populations. The reason being is octopus have expensive taste, and their high levels of predation on some of the most valuable species in UK waters, those such as brown crab, lobster and scallops, is starting to hit fishers right where it hurts, right in their pockets. Hello and welcome to the Ocean News Podcast, an audio series in which we take a deeper dive into the biggest news stories and the leading headlines from the Oceanographic newsroom. I'm Rob Hutchins, community editor here at Oceanographic, and in this episode, we're travelling to the southwest coast of the UK, where anecdotal evidence has finally been made official that a dramatic population surge in common octopus is reshaping both the UK's environmental and economic systems. Today's story is one that has made months of anecdotal evidence from local fishers, divers and photographers finally official. The southwest coast of England is experiencing the most dramatic population surge in octopus it has ever documented, and it's one so vast it has started to reshape our very marine ecosystems and the fisheries that operate within them. This story starts in January 2025, when the first anecdotal reports of an explosion in common octopus numbers around the coast of southwest England began to pick up pace, first among local fishing and diving communities, then among the media outlets. Those reports continued well into the summer, finally prompting researchers at the Marine Biological Association to launch an official investigative paper in partnership with Plymouth Marine Laboratory into this historic bloom. Released today, that report has confirmed many of the hypotheses that were thrown around at the time. That yes, this was a surge in octopus numbers. Yes, this will have a lasting impact on marine ecosystems across the region. And yes, this is a symptom of both warming waters and shifting food webs, both as a result of climate change. While common octopus are native to UK waters, rarely are they actually seen here, preferring the warmer seas found to the south. Over the past 125 years, only 4 major population blooms have been recorded, the first taking place in 1899 and the most recent, before this year, in 1950. Scientists behind the study this week identify this current event as the largest for at least 75 years, if not the largest on record. But while numbers may have varied between each event, they all share one thing in common. Each of these historic blooms has coincided with unusually warm sea temperatures, a pattern that, as we know, is becoming more frequent under climate change. More crucially still, the 2025 study reports widespread breeding of common octopus in UK waters, alongside sightings of juveniles caught in fishing gear. This itself is a phenomenon previously considered to be extremely rare. Scientists now warn that the sudden influx of this adaptable predator could have far-reaching consequences for food webs, biodiversity, and ecosystem resilience altogether. So what are the impacts being felt here? How are octopus affecting communities in the southwest of England? For a start, fisheries around the southwest coast of the UK are already feeling the strain of this surge in octopus populations. The reason being is octopus have expensive taste, and their high levels of predation on some of the most valuable species in UK waters, those such as brown crab, lobster and scallops, is starting to hit fishers right where it hurts, right in their pockets. To adapt, some fishers switched to octopus fishing. Others simply reported losses linked to heavy predation levels. At one point, catch rates for brown crab, lobster and scallops fell by somewhere between 30 and 50% during 2025, raising concerns about long-term stock viability. Scientists, including Dr. Bryce Stewart of the Marine Biological Association, who has led this study with Plymouth Marine Labs, have now recommended the urgent need to better assess the economic and social impacts on both fisheries and coastal communities. Dr. Stewart has called this an extraordinary event that tells us a lot more about how marine life is responding to a warming ocean, with a mixed effect on fisheries. So with all this being said, is this an issue that is likely to persist? The answer right now is yes. This is the likeliest outcome. Climate change and a warming ocean temperature has seen to a shifting of food webs and a reconstruction of sorts of marine ecosystems. The emphasis now is on supporting fisheries to adapt to these shifting species distributions and undertake the further work that is required to understand how sudden arrivals such as this alter marine ecosystems under climate change. According to Dr. Stewart, this, after all, is not just a fisheries story. It's an ecosystem story. We now need to understand how these octopus blooms affect everything from shellfish stocks to top predators and how to adapt in a rapidly changing ocean. If you'd like to learn more about this story or other stories on how climate change is impacting coastal waters and communities around the world, subscribe to the Ocean News Podcast or head to the Oceanographic Newsroom. This has been the Ocean News Podcast. I've been Rob Hutchins. Thank you for listening.